And happy November the 1st, everyone. My name is Crystal Myers-Barber. It is 12:20 a.m. That's right. We just rolled into a new day. We just left Halloween. As a matter of fact, I didn't see one trick-or-treater tonight. It was really weird. And what is trending right now on, at least on TikTok, is Halloween is dead. And so, hey, my question is, did you see anybody? Did you have any trick-or-treaters? Well, tonight I have a really good show. We're going to be looking at how there is a war going on with our FBI and how Kash Patel has literally shut down Tulsi Gabbard and her desire to investigate the assassination of Charlie Kirk. First, before we get into some of these deep topics, I want to show you a few things, and one of them is it's actually a costume that I guess this could have been, I think in Hollywood, someone dressed up as Jesus. Thought it was really cute. Start out with that.
He's so
That was cute. He gave out bread, that was really adorable. And we're also going to take a look. I want to show you we're going to leave Halloween soon, but just in case you didn't see this, let's check this out. A couple kids, actually 3 kids dressed up, and it was very endearing. They dressed up like Melania and Donald Trump. And then there's a security over here on the side. That was extremely cute. So I wanted to show you that before we get into these hot topics. Now, I'm gonna show you a video in a second about the whole Tulsi Gabbard situation, and we're gonna go over and take a look at some other information. Before I get into that, I want to also let you know that President Trump has put out a bomb of a post on Truth Social. I should have had it like all prompt up here. I'm gonna have to pull it up so I can read the whole thing. I was laughing so hard because he's given out I think it's Chuck Schumer. He's given out Chuck Schumer's phone number to call. Now this is his office phone number, but this is about the shutdown, the government shutdown, because we have not resolved anything, and so this is active as of the 1st of November. So a lot of people probably thought, oh, President Trump is away, overseas in Asia, and he came back on Friday, and but it's not up to him. There's voting that's going on, and we're going to take a little bit more insight into this. But we saw him passing out candy, and here's what he put out earlier today, I think 8 hours ago. Our government lawyers do not think we have the legal authority to pay SNAP. That's with the food stamps, with certain monies we have available. And now 2 courts, because we've seen this today breaking, these 2 courts have issued, they're basically saying that he had to pay, but he's saying they have issued conflicting opinions on what we can and cannot do. I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government. Therefore, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. It is already delayed enough due to the Democrats keeping the government closed through the monthly payment date, and if we get immediate guidance, it will unfortunately be delayed while states get the money out. If we are given the appropriate legal direction by the court, it will be my honor to provide the funding, just like I did with the military and law enforcement pay. And remember, President Trump put out there, he had some donor that offered the money up to keep the military open. And going back to his post here on Truth Social, the Democrats should quit this charade. where they hurt people for their own political reasons and they immediately reopen the government. If you use SNAP benefits, call the Senate Democrats. This is what is so funny, and tell them to reopen the government now. And he's given you the phone number to call. He is crying Chuck Schumer's office number, and it's 202-224-6542. Please put a 1 in front of that. Trump posted this at 3:10 p.m. here today. Well, it was October the 31st. You know, we rolled into a whole new day. And now we're going to move on to some more excitement. This is late. This is a late night show. So if you have any kids watching and if you don't like profanity, then don't watch this, because this guy here is so funny. Pretty much going to bring him into the show right now. And this is straight up from TikTok. President Trump has also posted him. I cannot remember his name, but he is so hilarious. So with that, welcome to my late night show.
It's official. Kash Patel's officially sold us all out and has joined the deep state. In a White House staff meeting yesterday, he completely lost his shit on Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi announced that she was going to do an investigation into any foreign involvement in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Kash lost his fucking mind, was screaming at everybody. People from inside the room that were there and saw it leaked it to all the press to say that Tulsi, our star of the Avengers, Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, they are the only ones doing what they said they would do. She was going to launch an investigation as the director of national intelligence into foreign countries' involvements in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And
I hate that they have the music playing in the background. That I hope I don't get a strike.
And Kash Patel was screaming at her saying, "This is my FBI and I'll decide what gets investigated." Donald Trump, please, sir, remove Kash Patel immediately. Put in Ken Paxton or that Andrew Bailey that you brought up to be assistant director. Get somebody in there that is America first that we can trust, because Kash Patel can no longer be trusted. It is the biggest disappointment. I had high hopes for him, and he has been a disappointment on every fucking level. Kash Patel has to be removed as FBI director immediately, because America first, we're for the truth. We are for the truth. We want nothing but the truth. The guilty held accountable, all the facts laid out on the table, no redactions. Give us what we are owed, which is the truth. This is our money. This is our country. This is our republic. Kash Patel, go fuck yourself, you compromised piece of shit. To the rest of you, good luck. Long live the republic.
And there we have it. And there we have it. Well, with that, how can we top this? Now, this caused me to really dive into this, because I was like, what have I missed? And so I'm going to bring you over to my to X, not just specifically my account, but we're just going to go over and take a look at what in the world have we missed here. At least what have I missed? Started looking this up, and people, sure enough, on the 29th of October, just a couple days ago, FBI blocks Tulsi Gabbard's office from investigating whether a foreign power was involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I started looking and seeing just really too much. And then we have Alex Jones, and he cleared up a little bit for me. Let's play something.
So I told you back in September, when I was told by a individual in the cabinet meeting in the White House, not a public cabinet meeting, but
So that explains a lot. So when I was trying to get in here and find this so-called meeting, I realized that we can't find it because it wasn't public.
Cabinet meeting, a real cabinet meeting, not a press event. That Kash Patel went in there and screamed at Tulsi Gabbard, and the vice president was there, and said, "You're trying to investigate foreign involvement in Charlie Kirk's killing and domestic. We're not looking at any of it." This is a week and a half after Charlie Kirk's murdered. Meanwhile, Kash Patel, when I broke all this, remember I broke it on the 25th of September, came and said, oh, we're looking at everything, don't worry. But now it's been released by the Patriots, because I guess they thought giving it to me would get it out there, but
basically, it looks like everybody's turning their back on Kash Patel. And I thought, let me look into this a little more. And I'm just going to put in, Kash Patel, because I saw a lot of this. I just kind of ignored it because you get lost in the news watching this and watching that. And so I just started going down, the whole rabbit trail. And of course, Candace Owens was talking about this, and Timcast News, FBI Director Kash Patel reportedly confronted counterterrorism chief Joe Kent after he reviewed FBI files to probe possible foreign ties. And it just goes on and on. It looks like he is shutting it down. And everybody's really looking into this and really, calling this out. So lots of people that they're YouTubers, like this person here, whoever he is, I've seen him on YouTube. He's basically just exposing this, and lots of people have turned on Kash Patel, and they're showing things like him saying there's no credible information when it comes to Epstein. And so I don't know, I was kind of fooled. I thought he was all right, Kash Patel, but
you've seen most of the files. Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information.
That is such a lie. And so as we just keep going, it doesn't make sense. And so I saw some other stuff. Sometimes you can't find the same stuff when you go back on, but I was looking at his report and how conflicting it was right after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. How he said they had the shooter and then they didn't have the shooter. He was at some fancy dinner, turns out. And so there's just some stuff coming out. I don't know about all this, but it does look like people are really throwing him under the bus here. And I don't know, how do they find out that, because this was a closed meeting, but it says the patriotic blonde, same thing, that they're stopping Tulsi Gabbard from investigating. And I mean, I don't know, is this like a psyop too? How deep does this really go? You start to wonder, is Candace Owens our only hope of finding out what really happened to Charlie Kirk? Yes, sometimes I think so. I mean, the more she digs down in there, and if you're watching any of her information, she is not going to stop. So someone put, I think the whole country has more faith in Tulsi than Kash Patel. And so, yeah, I don't know. This was like such a big moment for me. I was like, oh, I'm going to just go do a video on this. And I mean, every time I see Kash Patel, always he looks like a robot to me with his eyes, it's just strange. Some of the things I watch are just, I know you think this too sometimes when you're seeing some of these people, it's just weird. I mean, President Trump, he never sleeps. He was in Asia, and he had just come back from the Middle East trip, and he went, and he came back and he was handing out candy. I mean, good Lord, when does he rest? And then he had some big fancy dinner at Mar-a-Lago tonight. They were dressed up, and it's when does he rest? It's just crazy, the stuff that's going on. But, maybe I should go back to more of a lighter subject. Someone was saying that I was asking about trick-or-treaters, and they were basically said they had older kids, someone watching for YouTube. Thanks for your comment here. And just a few small kids in the neighborhood. But basically, we didn't see anybody out there. And I thought that was odd. So there's a lot of people in West Hollywood. I was kind of looking at some video. People, adults have dressed up and they're playing, playing Halloween and all that stuff. But it's just as far as the kids, I didn't really see any kids. So let's see what this is here.
FDA, Jay Bhattacharya at NIH, Bobby Kennedy, Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, just the list goes on and on. Pete Hegseth, good people. And yes, the vast majority I will support on day one.
So a lot of times I'll get off here and I'll just start seeing, oh, there's everything I was trying to find. Now I find it. And so that's kind of what I'm going through now. But I just wanted to, really show you this. I thought it's kind of interesting. We have so much chaos right now with the government shutdown and all the people that are supposedly they're not getting their EBT, electronic free money. And this 42 million, I mean, it's nothing to play with. It's kind of like we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. I start seeing that the people, it kind of fires up our economy here around where we live. It's just things have been really vacant and there's nobody around, and it's just kind of a weird scenario. It's like really vacant, dead, and I don't know really what's going on. It just doesn't look good. Like whatever it is, it's not, the pieces are not coming together well. It looks not like it's not the future we want. I mean, it's like, does President care, about these people? I mean, what's more important? They're trying to make President Trump look so bad, but is it really the Democrats? I mean, they're kind of on board with the government opening up too, but it looks like such a power struggle with some information they put into a bill that they don't want to pass, that are trying to cut out some of the spending, it looks like. And so this is falling on the shoulders of, Chuck Schumer, as President Trump is blaming him and some of those people that are out frontline and center. Well, we do have an election coming up just in a few days here in California. And let's make sure to vote no on Prop 50 for everybody that is watching. They are pretty much trying to eliminate the Citizens Independent Redistricting Commission so that Gavin can gerrymander Republicans out of office. And this is what this is really about. Surprisingly, we have the Terminator on our side. What's his name? Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is basically saying, vote no. I couldn't believe it. He is against Prop 50. But many of those people are up there front and center trying to make it look like we need to vote yes, but we definitely do not want. We don't want that to happen. So I got that little flyer in the mail. Happy to see that they had the correct information vote no. See if there's anything else before I go. And, we've moved into a new month. And we're hoping that we'll have a nice Thanksgiving, right? We'll have a nice little holiday. Everything that's coming up, we just want it to be a lot more smoother. Let's see. Just trying to find some things that I was looking around to see if there were a lot of people, they had promised they were going to loot, they were going to rob stores. And so I was trying to find out if that went down. I saw some evidence of that, but not a whole lot of evidence of that. So Barack Obama is basically, talking about this government shutdown. He did put this out 12 hours ago. More than 47 million Americans, including 1 in 5 children, don't have reliable, affordable access to nutritious food, and the cost of living skyrockets. More families are dependent on SNAP benefits or food stamps to put food on the table. Now, we know that a lot of people are abusing this program way more than I had ever realized. So many people have dug into this topic and found out that it's not how it looks. And so, and we also had an ISIS, this is from Laura Loomer, which she stays on top of this type of stuff. We had an ISIS terrorist attack thwarted here today in Dearborn, Michigan. This happened today. She put this out 2 hours ago. And the Muslim U.S. candidate for U.S. Senate in Michigan, who is likely going to be the Democrat nominee, refused to call it Islamic terror. We are screwed, she says, as a country when people like this are on the ballot. Could not agree with her more. Oh, gosh. So now here is one video that is disturbing when it comes to, well, actually somebody looks like they put a compilation of the Snap videos together.
My kids have not eaten 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut no food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio. It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching a video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
So what's happening is we're seeing people have, these are willing, bodied, and able people that can have a job, and they are so freaking entitled. It's disgusting to watch, really. I mean, some of these videos I've seen on TikTok are not legit. These apparently are. I've seen it too many times, and you can just see, I mean, this is, no, it's not my responsibility to fund you, lady. You need to get a job. And so this is what is disgusting. And so I'm not going to get into any of Candace's stuff right now. So 6 hours ago, American Papa Bear puts out, so it begins. They were already trying to walk out of the store without paying. No SNAP November. Oh my gosh. And so I guess some people are starting to capture.
Really got that on video.
People robbing the store, Walmart.
Ain't no way. Hey, look at this. Bro. Ain't no way.
Now here's the thing. I don't know if this is acting, but we saw someone, this is so weird. We saw someone, my husband and I happened to be in a grocery store just 2 weeks ago, and we saw a lady try to do this in a grocery store called Ralph's, and she pushed out a cart that size of food, but didn't pay for it. And what happened was the cart locked up immediately. And I think that would happen at Walmart. I think that they're too surveyed, and some of the stuff, I don't really believe everything. It could be true, but we did notice that they have this system with the carts locking up, at least where we are. If you don't pay, you don't go through the checkout, the cart does not keep going. And so they were able to seize it. And then the lady ran away. I didn't have my video going. I will. Boy, do I wish I had of. But people actually felt sympathy for the lady. Now, when I put this on my TikTok channel, people were actually having sympathy, and they were okay with her stealing. Isn't that weird? That's just, it was the craziest thing. I'm finding so much happening. So it looks like a bunch of people are falling apart over the EBT card not swiping. And that was the thing I noticed, is that people, wow, kicking indoors, storming aisles, stealing what they could while the police stood outnumbered, waiting on reinforcements. This is another problem, is I'm seeing the lack of law and order, and police officers are being shot every day out here in Los Angeles and in Orange County areas. And there's just not enough people. And so it looks like they're just looting and robbing. And this person says America has to decide, will we keep funding this moral collapse or start rebuilding families, fathers, and faith? Gosh, it's just crazy. And also it's kind of weird when I'm looking at the White House much of the time, and I see a lot of commercials or memes that are kind of shocking. Like sometimes I'm having a hard time following all this. There's just so much news coming at us. And so Eric Daugherty is showing how food stamps for immigrants by ethnicity. He's showing Afghan. So we're basically getting a breakdown here of people that are not here in our country. They're not legally here, but they are from all these other places: Haiti, Iraq, Somalia, Afghan, and they are being just given a free ride. We're seeing this with this EBT system. We're seeing this, especially out here in California with Medi-Cal and CalFresh and cash payments. And actually, Gavin Newsom, he's going to be funding, I think it was 22 million people. They started some new program just the other day to refund all these people that they need to vote for them. If they don't have these illegals here to vote for them in the upcoming election, they're not going to make it. The party is already nosediving and dying because the radical liberals have overtaken the Democrats. I mean, it's not even the same party as it used to be. These people are desperate. They're funding Planned Parenthood. I saw a lot of money, millions of dollars flowing into that. They're trying to keep that because President Trump is trying to take this. He's trying to change this. He's trying to not allow all this evil to happen. And every time he's just up against so much. And so they make him look like he's just, not feeding people. And not sure about how many people really do need it. And so, another thing that fell was Section 8. We had a bunch of drug dealers in our community move out because Section 8 is over. It's over. So Benny Johnson, he put this out. I'm convinced we could pay off our entire national debt by doing 3 simple things. Ban all non-citizens from welfare programs, because that's what it looks like it is. When I'm looking into this, I haven't seen but just a handful of legitimate people. And of course, the people that really need it, they're probably not going to go make videos and do this. Number 2, he says strict enforceable work requirement for the EBT SNAP Section 8. Number 3, mass prosecute welfare fraud with federal prison time for stealing from taxpayers. Let's read through that. Repost that. Okay, so I think another requirement that they're doing with the people that to get the food stamps program is they have to do, I think, 15 hours of community service or some sort of work each week. There's some changes on that. So anyway, I'm just kind of going through. I already covered, I'm not going to get back into this, with Erica Kirk and her boundary problem she's having with hugs with men, whether it's, what's this guy, Jesse Waters, or, our vice president. There's some issues here. She needs some coaching, and she needs some people with her wardrobe. I discussed some of this on my earlier broadcast. I'm not going to really dive into that, but they've literally broken the internet. And I'm sure you've seen it. You don't need for me to show you this again. I'm sick of seeing it, actually. Let's just move on. We've got bigger fish to fry, please. This is getting ridiculous. So we have bigger problems like, Fauci never being arrested for all the stuff that he did. And, for the auto pen that was they're all talking about how all that was wrong, but what are they going to do about it? Is it all the talk? And so, anyway, Fauci was pardoned, I guess is what I was trying to say. And let me see this.
In many examples, but the thing that we are working with Jay Bhattacharya, the new NIH director, on with, as well as Secretary Kennedy, is looking at the gain of function research that in the case of the Wuhan lab, as well as many of these other biolabs around the world, was actually US funded and leads to this dangerous kind of research that in many examples.
Okay, so she's back on the subject that I couldn't talk about. My whole YouTube channel was taken down for 3.5 years over this subject, CV19. And it looks like they're talking about in a jaw-dropping development. DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, has confirmed an official probe into Anthony Fauci for perjury in his role. Ooh, whoa! Let's follow that. Let me look at my clock here to see how long that's going to take. Yeah. So there's a lot of conspiracies and a lot of stuff breaking about the Kirk thing. I mean, this is crazy, all the stuff that's coming out on that. And so TikTokers are starting to speak out against the flagrant abuse that is being monetized. Snap is beyond saving. There are families who have been on handouts for generations completely by choice. Abolish Snap. Start with a clean slate. Oh, okay. Let's see if there's anything else. I like that Laura Loomer, this is her subject that I like about her. She is constantly calling out terrorists and ISIS and Islam and all this stuff. And I like that part of her mission. And she's doing an incredible job. And she's always keeping everything in check. Dearborn has been going through problems for 15 years, I know. And, they're trying to take New York right now. But I like that she's always calling all that out. And it seems like really she's the only one. I mean, I'm glad she's there. I'm thankful for her voice. And so when I see, her statements about this, I think it's good. So we have a lot of stuff going on. Happy November the 1st. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. And I'm trying to kind of end this. Before I end it, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. And so we're getting a mix. People are really hating on the president or they're not. So thanks for hanging in here with me on the late night show. Please do let me know your thoughts about some of this stuff, especially with the government shutdown. Do you think that this will go on? I mean, how much longer could this go on? I mean, are we going to see people looting stores even more? I mean, there is so much looting in Los Angeles. It's insane. Like, I don't go there anymore. I don't take a lot of trips there with my husband. And it's just crazy, the stuff that's going on. We're in Orange County. And right now I feel like it's safer. But things are really have gotten really crazy. So my studio is here, in Los Angeles. But, as far as being out in downtown and all that, it's just completely changed. But I am a little concerned about what these people might do that need this vote and who they might send out to destroy stores and things like that. On the Antifa level, on the BLM level type thing that we saw. I am a little concerned as the shutdown continues. So with that, we do need to pray. We need to pray for our country, and we need to pray for the leaders that are there and pray for their safety and for, our country. So that's what I feel like we need to be doing. So I'm going to leave you with a positive note, just to know that just put your hope in Jesus Christ. This is a place where God can give you peace in your heart, and it's hopeful to know that this is not the only life that we live, that we will be with our Lord and Savior. For all of those who have accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, we have hope in knowing that God is with us. He can carry us through these times and these tribulations. And so with that, I just want to leave you with the hope and peace of Jesus Christ. And I want to thank you for watching, and God bless. I'll be back soon.